What's going on, guys? Coach MK here, and as the real, most handsome, most woke, most riskful marketing expert, I want to welcome you to this comprehensive guide where I'm going to show you exactly how to land your first or next paying coaching client step by step, without paid ads or complicated tech. If you're new here, my name is Mit Kazakov, and over the past 8 years I've worked one-on-one with over 3 dozen 6, 7, and 8-figure businesses, helping them generate over $24 million in tracked returns, all before starting scientific scaling systems where we help coaches start and scale their coaching businesses. In this guide, you're gonna learn how to create an offer that people actually wanna buy, how to get your ideal prospects to discover you, even if you're completely unknown right now, and how to convert interested prospects into paying clients without feeling like you need a shower afterward, because we're not gonna be using any sleazy sales tactics. Most gurus would charge you $2,000 to $5,000 for a course covering the same info, but I'm gonna give it to you for free, so get ready to take notes. Now, before we dive into the actual framework, let me be real with you guys for a second. There are 3 major obstacles that keep most coaches stuck in the hoping and praying for clients phase. The first one is what I call fulfillment worries. This shows up as thoughts like, what if I can't deliver results, or what if my clients aren't happy? Let me tell you a quick story. I had this client, let's call him Alex. Brilliant, tons of knowledge, but he was paralyzed by these worries. He'd spend hours upon hours perfecting his product, but never actually launching it. Here's the thing though, these worries only exist because you don't have a clear, structured offer. It's like trying to drive somewhere without GPS. Of course you're gonna worry about getting lost. But once you have a clear map, those worries disappear. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. The second obstacle that keeps coaches stuck is what I call obscurity. And no, I'm not talking about that weird indie band your hipster friend keeps recommending. I'm talking about the fact that nobody knows you even exist. This is probably the biggest killer of coaching businesses. You could be the best coach in the world, but if nobody knows about you, well, you might as well be practicing your coaching skills on your houseplants. Take Sarah, for example. She was this incredible fitness coach who could literally help people transform their bodies in weeks. But she was getting exactly 0 clients. Why? Because she was the best kept secret in her industry. And let me tell you, being a secret is great if you're a CIA agent, not so great if you're trying to build a coaching business. And the final obstacle, and this is the one nobody likes to talk about, most coaches just suck at sales. Sorry, not sorry, somebody had to say it. And look, there's no shame in it. You became a coach to help people transform their lives, not to become the next Wolf of Wall Street. So don't worry, I won't be making you sell me a pen. But here's the reality, guys. If you can't convert interested prospects into paying clients, you don't have a business. You have an expensive hobby. I remember when I first started out, my sales calls were so bad, I actually thought someone fell asleep during one. I was rambling on about my comprehensive methodology and holistic approach But here's the good news. Each of these obstacles has a clear solution, and that's exactly what we're going to cover in this guide. I've developed a simple 3-phase framework that eliminates each of these obstacles, and the best part, you don't need any fancy tech, a huge following, paid ads, or even years of experience. All you need to do in order to get your first or next coaching client is to follow the instructions. Now let's start with phase number 1. Turning those fulfillment worries into a streamlined offer that sells itself. This is where we make you the obvious choice in your niche, or what is called the category king. First things first, we need to get crystal clear on your niche. And guys, I can already hear some of you saying, but Mitt, I don't want to limit myself. Look, I get it, that's exactly what one of my clients, Marco, said to me. He was a business coach, which is about as specific as saying, I'm a person who does stuff. He was struggling to get clients because he was trying to help everybody with everything. But here's the thing, guys, we're not marrying the niche, we're just dating it. Try it out for a while, and if you don't like it, you can always change it later. Now, there are 2 ways to niche down effectively. You can either niche the who you serve, or the what you do for them. Let me break this down with some examples. Who niche? Health coach for new moms. What niche? Binge eating disorder specialist. Who niche? Career coach for software engineers. What niche? YouTube growth coach. Once you niche down, suddenly everything changes because you're not just another coach, you're the guy or girl for a specific problem. Now here's something that most gurus won't tell you. Make sure your chosen client avatar has the money to afford your offer. I know this sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised. I've seen coaches try to sell $5,000 programs to broke college students and then wonder why nobody is buying. That's like trying to sell a Rolex at a dollar store. Wrong audience, my friend. Here's a simple exercise that's going to make everything crystal clear. I want you to pause the video right now and complete this sentence. I help client avatar achieve desired result through unique system or method. For example, I help busy professionals achieve sustainable weight loss through my mind-body reset method. Or I help tech startups double their revenue through my sales acceleration framework. Now that we're clear on who we're serving, let's design an offer that actually sells. This is where most coaches get it completely wrong. They focus on selling the process instead of the outcome. Let me give you a real example. When I first got started with fitness coaching in a past life, my pitch was something like, join my comprehensive 12-week transformation program with weekly calls and custom meal plans and proprietary training methodologies. Sorry, I fell asleep just saying that. But when I switched to lose 20 pounds of fat in the next 90 days and keep it off, guess what happened? People actually started paying attention. Here's why. Nobody wants a drill, they want a hole in the wall. Nobody wants a meal plan, they want to look good naked. Nobody wants coaching sessions, they want results. So sell the outcome, not the deliverables. Now let's talk about pricing, and this is where I'm probably gonna ruffle some feathers. Your pricing should be based on the perceived value you provide, not on the cost or time. Why? Because there's zero competitive advantage in being the second cheapest option, and because higher prices attract serious clients who value results and are ready to invest time, money and effort to get them. Let me get real with you for a second. Every single time when I've lowered my prices just to sign up a client, I've ended up regretting it. Because cheap clients always need constant hand-holding and they have unrealistic expectations. Every single time. So do yourself a favor and set your pricing based on value, and please, please, please do not discount your coaching services. Now let's talk about your offer. Your offer needs to be a bridge that takes clients from point A, their current situation, to point B, their desired situation. Here's exactly how to structure it. Number 1, clear entry point. What's their exact current situation? Number 2, compelling destination. What's their desired outcome? Number 3, unique method. Your specific approach to getting them there. Number 4, proof elements. Evidence that your method works. These can be stories, case studies, and testimonials. Number 5, clear deliverables and their benefits. In other words, what they actually get and how it helps them. And number 6, risk reversal, or how you make it safe to say yes. This can be a payment plan and/or a guarantee. When you have all these elements in place, these fulfillment worries we talked about earlier, they disappear, because now you're not just winging it, you have a clear, structured offer that you can market and sell confidently. Now that we have your offer dialed in, let's move on to phase 2, getting people to actually know you exist. Here's the thing, having a great offer but no marketing is like having an amazing restaurant located on a back street. If nobody knows it exists, it doesn't matter how good the food is. So how do you get people to know you exist? Well, there are 3 main ways. Paid ads, partnerships, and posting organic content on social media channels. Now, paid ads cost money and require a bit of skill. Partnerships require connections and negotiation skills. So for coaches doing less than 10K a month, the best place to start is posting niche content on social media platforms. So let's talk about content creation in current times. A lot has changed, but one thing remains true. Attention is everything. Right now, there are 2 types of content that give you the best chance of reaching people who don't already follow you. Number 1 is short vertical videos that are 30 to 60 seconds long on platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, or TikTok. And number 2 is long-form horizontal videos on YouTube. Right now, if you post a text post on your Facebook page, you're gonna get about as much engagement as a vegan at a barbecue competition. But switch to short vertical videos on Instagram, LinkedIn, or TikTok, or long-form horizontal YouTube videos, and you'll be able to build a following and get clients reliably. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but admit, I hate being on camera. Trust me, I get it. My first video looked like hostage footage. But here's a little secret. Nobody cares how you look. They care about the value you provide, so don't sweat it. Now, since you're a solopreneur, I advise you to pick one main platform you create content for. You do not want to spread your focus too thinly, and you want to be able to build momentum. So how do you choose a platform? Well, it comes down to, most importantly, where your audience hangs out, and secondly, what type of content you'd like to create and get good at. For example, if you're going after a young demographic, TikTok or Instagram might be the platform for you. On the other hand, if you're after busy corporate professionals, LinkedIn might be it. Or if you prefer creating long-form content, YouTube's the place for you, my friend. Just pick one and stick with it for a year, because focus and consistency is how you build a following. Next, let me break down exactly how to create content that reaches people and gets them to trust that you know what you're talking about. For short-form videos, number one, begin with a hook or first 3 seconds. Start with something that stops the scroll, for example, the one thing most marketing agencies get wrong about pricing. Or another example, want to know why your last client ghosted you? Question mark. Then number two, the problem. This is the next 10 to 15 seconds. Agitate the pain point, make them feel understood, and use specific examples they can relate to. Then number three, the next 30 seconds, give one actionable tip. Keep it simple and implementable, and show, don't just tell, so include demonstrations and graphics because they convey 1,000 words and keep attention a lot more effectively than just talking. And then step number four, the call to action, the last 5 seconds, tell them exactly what to do next, make it easy and clear, and create some urgency when possible. Now for YouTube content, we use what I call the problem-solved format. Element number one is an attention-grabbing intro. This is the first 30 to 60 seconds where you introduce yourself just like we did in this video, state the problem and promise a solution, and build some curiosity. Number two is build credibility for the next 30 or 60 seconds. Tell them why they should listen to you, share quick results or case studies, and don't brag, just prove you know your stuff. Number three, this is the content delivery part. This is the main portion. Provide a step-by-step solution, give lots of examples, and interlace jokes and humor to keep attention, and then keep it actionable. Don't be vague. And then number four, implementation guide. Near the end, tell them how to actually use what they learned, common pitfalls to avoid, and then next steps. Now, when it comes to filming short vertical video, you don't need fancy equipment. Your phone camera and a $20 ring light are enough to get started. On the other hand, for YouTube, I actually don't recommend starting with a phone camera. Phone cameras simply produce footage that is too flat and two-dimensional. It lacks depth because the lens is just flat. So instead, get a cheap mirrorless or DSLR camera. In terms of audio, you can get a cheap lapel mic or you can use AI to enhance your speech. It's quite good nowadays. For video editing, you can use CapCut. It's free and it's super easy to use. And finally, keep in mind that what matters most when it comes to content marketing is providing value consistently. Speaking of consistency, here's what's working right now. Either 3 to 5 short-form videos per week or 1 or 2 long-form YouTube videos per week. Each piece of content should solve one specific problem. Now here's where some coaches mess up. They create great content, build an audience, and then they never actually invite people to work with them. It's like throwing a party and not telling anyone where it is. So let's fix that. The key is to nurture your audience with valuable content about 80% of the time and then strategically ask for the sale about 20% of the time. Let me share a real story that illustrates this perfectly. In a past life, when I was a fitness coach, I had built a decent following of about 10,000 people on Facebook and Instagram. Good content, engaged audience, but guess what? Few clients. When I look at that profile now, I immediately see the problem. I was like that friend who has a crush on someone but never asks them out. I didn't have the habit of actually inviting my audience to work with me. Here's the framework I teach my clients today. 80% value content. Tips, tutorials, insights, rants, case studies, and then 20% conversion content, aka strategic ask posts. Let me show you exactly how to create these ask posts that actually get people reaching out to work with you. Number one, we start with the hook. Tired of posting content that gets likes but no clients? Question mark. Want to know how my client went from 0 to 5 clients in 30 days? Question mark. Or another hook example. If you're an agency owner struggling to get consistent clients, read this. and then an emoji pointing down. Then element number 2 of the ask post is the story. This is 2 to 3 lines. Here you can share a quick transformation story, use specific numbers and results, and make it relatable. Then element number 3, the bridge, 1 or 2 lines again, connect their problem to your solution, hint at your system or method, and create curiosity. And then element number 4, the offer, 2 or 3 lines, and this isn't necessarily a direct offer to work with you, but rather it can also be to get access to a marketing material, like a video, or to book a call. So here you want to make a specific time-limited offer, include clear criteria, and make it low risk to say yes. And then finally, the call to action. 1 or 2 lines, tell them exactly what to do and make it simple and clear and create some urgency. Now here's an example ask post using the case study angle. Want to know how my client Peter got 6 new high-ticket clients in 30 days? Peter was posting content daily but couldn't get anyone to actually book calls. Sound familiar? Using our XYZ method, he filled his calendar with qualified prospects in just 72 hours. Right now I'm looking for 5 coaches who want similar results. So I'm offering 5 free strategy sessions this week only to show you exactly how to implement this in your business. First 5 people to DM me the word clients get a spot. Serious coaches only, must be committed to taking action. And that's it. Now here's what makes this work. It starts with curiosity, it uses a relatable story, it shows specific results, it has a clear call to action, it creates scarcity, only 5 spots, and then it pre-qualifies them. So here's your exact posting schedule if you're taking the short vertical video route. Monday, value content. Tuesday, value content. Wednesday, ask post. Thursday, value content. Friday, value content. Saturday, rest. And Sunday, rest or batch create content. And again, ask posts don't always lead straight to a call. Another type of ask post is to invite them to comment for a lead magnet. For example, I just shot a video sharing the 3 mistakes coaching businesses make with paid ads that are preventing them from scaling to 7 figures. Drop the word video in the comments and I'll send it over to you. From there, you can send the video to those who comment. In the video, you can reveal the 3 mistakes, and at the end, you can invite them to schedule a call where you walk them through how to solve those mistakes. Under the video, you can feature a button that leads to your calendar. I'm going to show you how to set all of this up in a second. Now, if you go the long-form horizontal video route and focus on YouTube, instead of having standalone videos that are ask posts, you can feature the ask post pitch in the middle or at the end of your value videos, and you can add the pitch in the description or in the comments as well. Anyway, let's set up a simple funnel that pre-sells people with a video and gets them to book a call with you. The main conversion mechanism of this funnel is going to be a horizontal video sales letter, or VSL. Let's break down exactly how to create your VSL. First, we start with the hook, or the first 30 seconds. Start with a pattern interrupt where you grab attention, address their 2 or 3 biggest pain points or obstacles, and promise a specific solution. Number 2, build credibility for the next 1 or 2 minutes. Tell your story, keep it brief, and hint at your offer's unique mechanism, the unique element that makes it work and makes it different from everything else they've tried. And then showcase past client results. Then, number 3, the problem, 2 or 3 minutes, dive deep into their struggles, use their exact language, make them feel understood. Element number 4, your solution, 3 to 8 minutes, your unique approach and how it solves their 2 or 3 biggest obstacles, why it works and what makes it different. And then number 5, call to action. Tell them to click the button or link below and book a free no-pressure call where you can walk them through how you can help them. Introduce some urgency and scarcity and tell them what happens next after they book a call. Once you've filmed and edited your VSL, simply upload it to YouTube. Now here's what your call booking funnel will look like. At the top, people find your content on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and they respond to an ask post or click a link. Then this leads them to a sales page featuring your VSL and a button or link below to book a call, then a call booking page, then a sales call, and then they turn into paying clients. Now you can build this whole funnel in a single afternoon using templates in any of the popular platforms like ClickFunnels, GHL, WordPress, and so on. But if you're not tech savvy, let me show you exactly how you can do it for free in under 5 minutes using Google Slides and Calendly. Let's start with Calendly. When people respond to your asks, you need to have a proper scheduling system in place. so they can book calls. Nothing kills momentum faster than the back and forth. When are you free? How about Tuesday? Oh, Tuesday doesn't work. How about Wednesday? It's like watching two indecisive people try to pick a restaurant. Painful for everyone involved. So instead, I use Calendly. There's a free plan, you just sign up, create an event, set up your schedule, and voila, you get that calendar page where you can send prospects to book calls with you. Next, to build your sales page, you can use Google Slides. Visit slides.google.com, create a blank presentation. From the top menu, choose Insert, Video, and insert your VSL through its YouTube link. Create a button by creating a rectangle, inputting text, making it pretty, and linking it to your Calendly event page. Once you're happy with the design, from the top menu, click File, Share, Publish to Web, copy the link, and that's it. Whenever you make an Ask post, you can DM this link to those who respond, and the VSL will pre-sell them and make them schedule a call. Anyway, now that you've got people interested in working with you and you're getting calls booked, it's time for phase 3, turning those calls into paying clients. So let's talk about the actual sales conversation. I'm going to give you my exact sales script that helps coaches close deals ranging from $2,000 to $10,000. As someone who's not naturally good at sales nor likes doing it, I can tell you that your best friend here is a proven sales script that you can follow. Standardizing the sales process introduces a level of predictability that helps you improve over time as well as project revenue. Now, when doing sales, the main thing you need to remember is that you hold the solution to your prospect's problem, not the other way around. If you've done your job so far, you've created an offer that is at least several times more valuable than the price you charge for it. Your job on the call is to qualify the prospect, widen the gap between their current situation and their desired situation in their mind, and offer them the solution if they're a good fit without being pushy. The reason why you might get pushback on a sales call is because your prospects feel you pushed first. You're the one with the solution, so don't chase, instead qualify and invite. Now let's get into the script. It is based on Neil Rackham's spin selling methodology, which uses questions to guide the conversation in the right direction instead of pushing toward it. Once your prospect joins the call or once they pick up the phone, you can start off with a little bit of small talk just to lubricate the conversation. For example, ask them where they're located or where they're calling from, and optionally riff on that for 30 seconds to a minute. As that topic draws to an end, you need to do something critical. You need to take the leadership position in the conversation. If you're not leading, you cannot sell to them effectively. So tell them, we can get started if you want to. I've found that the best way to conduct these calls is to start off by asking you a couple of questions about your business or about yourself in order to gain a better understanding of where you're at and what you need. Then, if it sounds like I can help you, I'll explain what I can do for you. Sounds good? Now, if you're not selling to businesses, just replace the word business with whatever is relevant to your niche. Sometimes at this point, prospects will try to steer the conversation elsewhere. Do not allow this to happen. If they ask you a question, tell them, "That's a great question. I need a bit more context about you and your business to give you a proper answer. Is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions first, and then we can cover whatever it is you want to know?" And then get them to agree. Again, if you're not leading the conversation, you cannot sell to them effectively, so get them on the same page. Once that's done, move on to the next step, which is figuring out why they're on the call. If your funnel's messaging is such that they come to you with a specific problem, ask them. So tell me more about, insert their problem here, and what you're looking to achieve. If they have not come with a specific problem, you can ask them. So give me a 10,000 feet overview of your business or of their health or whatever, and then tell me a bit about the 1 or 2 biggest challenges you're facing right now. Again, if you don't sell to businesses, simply replace the word business with whatever is relevant for your niche. After they answer, ask them a couple of clarifying questions. What do you mean by ... Tell me more about ... Why do you think this problem exists? How long have you been dealing with this problem? What have you tried in order to fix this problem? Next, you want to get a clear picture regarding their current situation by asking more questions. If you sell to businesses, some questions to ask are: what do you sell? What's your pricing? Who is your ideal customer? Why do people buy what you offer? What are they looking to achieve? What is the process or steps that your prospects go through in order to transition from strangers to paying clients? If you don't sell to businesses, ask them questions relevant to your niche that get them to tell you their current situation or state. Next, you want to start asking questions to qualify them while creating some pain as a side effect by widening the gap between where they are and where they want to be in their minds. Ask them questions like, what's the monthly revenue of your business right now? Or, from 1 to 10, how happy are you with your current income? Next, transition to questions about their goals and get them to do some future projections of how their life would change once they achieve them. Ask them questions like, where do you want to grow this business to in the next 6 to 12 months? What do you want the monthly revenue to be? Why is that your goal? What's your motivation for getting to that amount? How would things be different for you or your business if you got to that amount? Would reaching that goal have an impact on any other areas of your life? Here, get them to imagine what life would be like once they achieve their goal. The more specific they get, the better. Just don't be too pushy. Some people will share, even overshare, while others like to keep more to themselves. The key to not coming off as pushy or having an agenda is to be genuinely curious. They'll be able to feel that. After this, you want to repeat their current situation and their desired situation and ask them why they don't just do it on their own. This is important. Tell them, so you're currently at whatever and you want to get to whatever. Is there any reason why you can't do it on your own? Here you're looking for one of two answers. They either think they can't do it on their own, or they want to do it faster by removing the trial and error period and following in someone else's steps. If they don't give you one of these answers, you should ask a couple of follow-up questions in the same direction so that they come to one of these two conclusions. This would make the close a lot easier. Next, ask questions that help dig in the knife a bit and gain commitment. So you're currently at X, why not just stay where you are? Is not fixing this problem affecting your life in some other way? Then ask them the following question to gauge the urgency of the issue. In terms of timeline, when are you looking to fix this? Is this a later thing or a now thing? If they say it's a later thing and they're looking to start fixing it in more than 2 weeks from now and it sounds legitimate, I advise you to tell them that in that case you should circle back then. If you were to give them a pitch now and reveal the price, they still wouldn't buy it because of the timeline, but they'd now also have time to come up with a million objections, and since you wouldn't have a chance to speak with them, you would most likely lose the sale. Instead, suggest to schedule a call in their calendar and yours for a future date while you're still on the call. This way, the loop stays open and you can pick up the conversation again when they're ready. If they say it's a now thing, ask them, alright, where do you want to go from here? Now at this point, they've defined their current situation and their desired situation, they're in pain, they've admitted they can't do it on their own, and they want it fixed now. So they'll likely ask you, do you have any suggestions? What can you offer? Can you help me? Or some other question of this sort. Once they do, simply tell them what you do by stating your I help statement. I help person get result by unique mechanism. Make sure to position yourself and your business as the perfect solution for them by speaking to what they've just shared with you earlier during the call. Then present your offer in a clear way without getting into teaching mode. Focus on the milestones and outcomes they'll achieve, not on features and how to. And again, be clear and concise. This whole segment of the script should take up to 2 minutes. Once you finish, do not reveal the price, simply stay silent. At this point, your prospect will start asking questions regarding how your program works so that they can learn what they need to know about it in order to make a decision. They're piecing the puzzle together. Just answer each specific question and shut up. As the saying goes, a confused mind doesn't buy, so this way they can get all the info they need and nothing that they don't, which will prevent them from getting confused. Once they've pieced together your offer in their mind, they're either going to ask you what the price is, or they're going to say they have no more questions or something of that sort. Here you're looking to steer the conversation toward the price, but you don't want to be the one to bring it up. So if they don't ask for the price right away, ask them, so where do you want to go from here? At this point, they'll either say they might be interested in working with you and they'll ask for the price, in which case do a bit more digging if they don't ask right away. or they'll give you some type of objection. For example, I have to think about it. Now, when you get an objection, what you want to do is uncover what it's really about so that you can offer a different point of view. So what you need to do here is to ask questions to uncover the real concern. For example, often if they haven't heard the price but they say they need to think about it, they just don't see the value in your offer. Once you uncover the real concern, you can address it by offering a different point of view, and since they're on the call, you've qualified them, meaning they have a real problem that you can help them with, and since it's a now thing rather than a later thing, all of this means they're in pain and they're actively looking for a solution. You have that solution, so you just need to soothe the logical and emotional parts of their mind. Let me give you the exact responses to the 3 most common objections. Number 1, I can't afford it. I understand, can I ask, is it that you can't afford it or that you're not sure it's worth the investment? And then bridge to a value discussion. Number 2, I need to think about it. Of course, this is a big decision. Can I ask what specifically you need to think about? And then address the real concern behind the objection. And number 3, I need to talk to my spouse or partner. I completely understand. What do you think they'll say? And help them prepare for that conversation, because they're gonna be the ones selling to their spouse. And you can also suggest scheduling another call where the spouse is present. Then you simply ask, where do you want to go from here? And if you've handled the objection, they will likely ask for the price. Once they do, simply state it and shut up. For example, the price is $3,500 paid in full or 4 monthly payments of $1,000. Stay silent until they speak. This may take seconds or it may take a minute. If they finally say, what are the next steps, let's do it, or something of that sort, tell them you send them a custom payment link and you stay on the phone to guide them and personally enroll them to make sure they get the access they need, and ask them if that's okay. Once they confirm, go ahead and sign them up. Now, if once they hear the price, the only thing they say is okay or something of that sort, again ask them, where do you want to go from here? They'll either say, let's do it, in which case sign them up, as we've just discussed, or they'll say, I need to think about it, or some other objection, in which case go through the process of uncovering the real concern and addressing it. You want to address any and all objections while you're still on the call and follow up with a question, where do you want to go from here, until you get a yes or a no. In some cases, you can also schedule another call, of course, to continue the discussion when that makes sense. Ultimately, remember, you're not trying to close everyone. You're trying to help your prospect make the best decision for their future. This mindset will change everything for you. Now, we've covered a lot of ground in this video, so if you'd like some help with everything we've discussed so far, we are starting a new group to help ambitious coaches grow to 6 figures and beyond. If you'd like to know more, just click the link in the description below and schedule a 15-minute walkthrough call with me to see if this is suitable for you. Thanks for watching, and remember, your first or next client is closer than you think.